I'm Bruce Dorner, and today we are in Farmington visiting their public safety building. We're being guided around by Chief Drury of the Police Department, and we're going to find out how this building came to be and why Bristol is looking to build something quite similar. So Chief, I understand that you started out in a building that was formerly something non-police use and got converted over.
Correct.
Could you give us a little background?
Yeah, we started off, my career was in the back of a town hall. It was a cinder block building, approximately 2,500 square feet for 13 officers. It was originally designed to be a rec department, and it ended up becoming a police department. The police department had moved around the downtown for the first 120 years of its life into all different kinds of stages, and finally ended up in that situation, which was becoming very difficult for 13 officers. We all shared desks. If a sickness came through, everybody got it. Our booking room was very small, so we knew where we were and we knew where we had to end up. And fortunately, we were able to do this in a good way, in my opinion, in a building that should last many decades.
So now that you have this new facility, we're in the main lobby. Could you take us through, show us a little bit about some of the features that are similar to what we're looking for in Bristol?
Sure thing, I'd be happy to. You would enter through the outer door. There's doorbells on both sides of the lobby. One rings for the fire department, one rings for us. So that's the lobby. There's a drug take-back box out there that we were able to acquire, so public has access to that 24/7. We're now in the inner lobby where officers can conduct an interview if it's something minor, or at least start the process. And it also gives, when we're in our training room, which is also our emergency operations center, a place for people to have another meeting or at least be able to get out of the scene of the action that may be happening in there. We host a lot of trainings, many a year, and that's wonderful because we get free seats. I just held a taser training, which was impossible to get an officer into this past summer, and we were able to get 2 free seats from that, which probably saved this town $700 on training fees, and that happens on a regular basis.
And no travel expense.
That is wonderful. So in this lobby here, you also have a bathroom that's off of it for the people in the training room. We can go into the training room if you'd like. There's monitors and a smart board, so everything can tie in, so it's really become a great classroom. But there's also drop downs in here. We could run our cable TV through here, so if we've actually used this as a warming station in the past for the citizens when we had a bad ice storm, so people could come in, charge their cell phones. Our downtown businesses supplied some hot meals for them, so it's been used for that purpose. Boy Scouts have had meetings in here on occasion. Our recreation department and Conservation Committee have had meetings in here as well. We have a calendar that's set up so we all know when we're all meeting and we don't have to overlap accidentally. There's a radio room here and also a small storage closet, so that these tables all fold up and the chairs all fold up, and some will go in here and some will go into a mechanical room which is in the back side. If you wanted to, such as we did a defensive tactics training in here, so we needed to clear out some of the stuff, bring in some mats, and it's a nice warm place for the officers and anyone to use. So this is Central Records, our office manager. This is where all the action happens. Anyone that comes to the lobby is greeted by the officers here. There's bulletproof glass there. You'll also notice the windows here. Aesthetically, we wanted to blend in with the town. So they look like windows, but on the inside of them there's sliding panes of bulletproof Lexan that will slide back and forth, so we can get a little bit of air in here, but also obviously to protect her safety, and you also have the ICF concrete that's out there. Our central records room, if you want to head that way, that's where all the filing is done. We were able to obtain a sliding filing system, rolling, so that these systems hold about probably 30 or 40 years worth of files. We have another system coming that will be here in March that will go on this wall, kind of similar to this one here. So you have captain's office here, my office is there. They're approximately 11 by 12, basically just offices. We can come down here. We have a conference room / a break room, and one of our citizens dropped off a pile of donuts for us earlier, so they still appreciate us. So we have an interview room here. You flip the switch and it can be audio and video recorded if we need to do something along those lines. We also have body cameras, so that feature isn't used quite so much. The officers tend to use their body cameras more. Lieutenant's office and sergeant's office here. The feature of this room is the bullpen. It's the patrol officer's squad room, so that each officer has their own desk. That is critical. Like I say, just for keeping them healthy, and it gives them their own filing centers and their own workstation, their own place to be. I think it's one of the best features of this building. The other thing is, in the future for expansion, if we need to, we can obviously use this door. That wall there can go out to make more offices if in the future we need to. Booking room is here. So we can book two prisoners comfortably, 3 if we have to. That is also obviously a prisoner's restroom, so that they're not using our facilities. Once again, trying to just keep us all healthy and do things that way. That room was also built to specs that if it ever wants to become, and it won't be in my career, a jail cell, it can be. But it looks like drop-down ceilings, but it's all cement board all the way around it. So it could become a jail cell if it absolutely had to, but it's not something I'm interested in doing. We are able to transport pretty quickly. So you come out to here in the sally port. So we can fit 1 cruiser in here. My suggestion is we were only able to do 1 cruiser for the sally port. If you could do a 2-car garage, it would get two of your cruisers out of the weather and would give you a lot more room. But for us, 1 sally port was what we could do, and it works very well. Having the single door, so we bring a prisoner in through here, or we keep a cruiser out of the weather. The officers can secure their weapons in the walls there, temporary evidence, bring the prisoner right into the booking room, and this is all dead holds so that if once they're in there, they're not getting out without either a key fob or a pass.
So in essence, a police cruiser with a prisoner would drive in here.
Correct.
That door would come down.
Yep.
This door that you're holding is secure, so the prisoner gets out with escort behind a closed door, which protects the officers.
Correct.
And also protects the privacy of the arrested or subject.
That's correct. Yeah, we one time had a high-profile juvenile arrest with the press out front, and we were able to protect that juvenile's identity through this series here and assist them in that particular case.
Now, where you were talking about the room that's the bathroom, converting it into a jail cell, you're much closer to the county jail than we are in Bristol, so our needs are a little bit different based on what Chief McIntyre has shared, where we need a holding cell because taking somebody up to North Haverhill is, a half a day out of service.
Yes. Yep. So that would obviously suit your needs much more. We're 20 minutes to Stratford County Jail, so it's not bad for us. But like I say, we're trying to look in the future, so that's why we designed that the way we did. Maybe 20 years from now, they'll want to use that differently than we currently are now.
Well, let's continue.
Our evidence room is in here. It goes from the garage door all the way to this end wall. That was one of the things we changed in design, because our evidence room and our armory, which were around the corner, were going to be the same size. Once we saw the building starting to be built, because that wall is not a supporting one, we were able to move it and make the evidence room much bigger. You never have an evidence room big enough. It's amazing the stuff you have to hold. Some of the stuff is being held for 20, 30 years and you're stuck with it until sometimes a person is released from jail. So you have to have a good amount of space. Coming down, we have a bathroom for us. We have a little supply closet here. Our evidence room system is there so that the officers can put evidence into the wall, and then the detective will take it out from the other side so everything is secured, and we maintain a chain of custody. That way we'll take you back out past our offices. This way here is detectives in office there. This is the armory I spoke about before. It's only about 5 by 8 and it's a perfect size so they can work on their weapons but also not take away from the big largeness of the evidence room. Coming around the corner we have a bathroom here, and one of the wonderful things of it is a shower. We have a male locker room here. Female's locker room is here. This is the hallway on the other side of the EOC. It also has the fire department's offices on their side. They kind of mirror ours, but they can have access to the EOC as well. Their locker rooms are here. All their gear room is here. As you can see, they have a small kitchen here. Their extractors and extruders are in that room or here. And like I say, that room will bring you out to the hallway towards the EOC. So this is all heated floors. There's also some heatilators in the ceilings to assist, just in case. But obviously this is all heated concrete with the piping coming in through there, and being able to run also with the drain so they can wash their trucks in here. We can bring a cruiser in here if we need to, and on a day like today. Down here's their bunk rooms. There are 6. They also have trainees, so like they can stay here. They have a bathroom there. This is the electronics area. This is where all the stuff comes into the PD, all the servers. Everything for the fire department is here on one side, everything for the police department is on the other side. So the two maintain our different securities for what the fire department needs theirs for and what the police needs there for. So this is storage, could be office space in the future or storage or whatever they want to do with it long after I've retired. The good thing is each zone is controlled by its own furnace. So when my office or my section needs heat, it pulls from this and it doesn't heat the whole building. So it's a little bit more costly to do it this way in the beginning, but it's way more fuel efficient to have 4 different furnaces all doing their own zones. And if one of them breaks down, we're not a slave to all of a sudden now we have nothing. We have 3 others that can kind of cross heat everything.
Thank you for watching the 3rd segment of our series regarding the proposed public safety building. It's been interesting to see the needs of the police department, the fire department, and how they hope to work together in the future. You've seen what the building looks like in Farmington, and now I look forward to seeing you at town meeting on March 8th so you can share your thoughts, your vote for or against the proposed public safety building.